Hello students, in this video let us discuss what is close packing in solids. Okay, before going to the close packings, let us go for which one here, what is coordination number, what is radius ratio, etc. So first let us see what is coordination number. So what is coordination number here? The nearest neighbors of any atom in a crystal or in any solid or in any compound is known as which one? Coordination number. And of course we know that in graphite each carbon surrounded, that means in diamond, okay, example in diamond each carbon surrounded by 4 other carbon atoms. So in diamond that carbon coordination number is how much? 4. And like that in silica SiO2 each silicon surrounded by which one here? 4 oxygen atoms. So silica that coordination number is 4. And also each oxygen surrounded by 2 silicon atoms. So now here that oxygen coordination number in silica is 2. And similarly in NaCl each Na plus ion surrounded by 6 Cl minus ions. Similarly each Cl minus ion surrounded by 6 Na plus ions. So NaCl coordination number 6 comma 6. And in cesium chloride coordination number 8 comma 8. So like that here if you observe that covalent crystals having somewhat less coordination number like 4, ionic crystals having moderate coordination number 6 and 8, but here metallic crystals having high coordination number 12. So that is regarding which one here? Coordination number. And then the coordination number and structure of any crystal determined by using radius ratio. Let us see what is radius ratio here. So then after this coordination number, next one here is radius ratio. So the ratio of smaller ion to that of larger ion, that is nothing but which one? The ratio of radius of cation to radius of anion is known as radius ratio, r plus by r minus. So based on that radius ratio one can determine coordination number of any that crystal and also structure. Okay, let us see here. First I write here radius ratio, then here coordination number, and another one here structure. For example, if radius ratio is up to 0.15, coordination number is 2, and that crystal has linear geometry. What is the geometry here? Linear. And 0.15 to 0.22, coordination number 3, structure trigonal planar structure. Okay, then 0.2 to 0.414, 0.22 to 0.414, coordination number is how much? Means 4, and it is having, okay, I will write clearly here, 0.22 to 0.414, coordination number 4, and the structure is tetrahedral. And another one 0.414 to 0.732, but again coordination number here 4. Now that time structure should be taken as square planar geometry, and here the ratio is the same, 0.414 to 0.732, but coordination number might be 6. At that time the structure is octahedral structure, and 0.73 to 0.999 means what is the coordination number 8 and structure is cubic. So what are the questions we get regarding this? Which one here regarding this coordination number and structure? See here, they give radius of cation. For example, they give radius of cation is how much? 1 angstrom, and radius of anion is, they have given 2 angstroms. What is the coordination number of that crystal formed from that cation and anion? So we have to calculate the ratio. That means here 1 by 2. Therefore, what is the ratio we can get? 0.5, because 1 by 2. So now we have to observe 0.5 in which range we are getting. So in between 0.414 and 0.732, that 0.5 value is there. So now the coordination number, it may have 4 or 6. So like that we have to give the answer related to which one? Radius ratio questions. Okay, then after that our next topic is here, crystal structures and close packing of that atoms in a crystal. Okay, see here, what is close packing? If you observe any solid, in that all atoms are packed very closely to one another. Now that close packing is arranged in what ways? Let us see here. So now first one is close packing in one direction. Close packing in one dimensions. Close packing in one dimension. So if you consider any one atom, let it be the sphere. Now the spheres are packed to one another very close to each other. So this type of arrangement is called close packing in one dimension. Now here if you write so long like this, each sphere is surrounded by 2 nearest neighbors. So the coordination number in one dimension close packing is how much? Means 2, because each sphere is closely packed with 2 other spheres. So the nearest neighbors of each sphere is 2. So the coordination number in one dimension close packing is 2. Okay, then we have to go for which one? Close packing in 2 dimensions. Close packing in 2 dimensions is 2 different types. First one is square close packing. Second one, hexagonal close packing in 2 dimensions. So let us see the first one, square close packing. So in square close packing, what we have to do here? See here, the second row spheres placed exactly adjacent to the which one here? First row spheres. If the second row spheres are placed exactly adjacent to the spheres of the first row, that will give which type of arrangement? Square close packing arrangement. So if you join these centers, it looks like a square. So it is said to be which one here? Square close packing. Of course, some students may think that this is the upper layer, this is the bottom layer. Don't think like that. These are adjacent layers, not one above the other, adjacent to one another. Of course, this is not the three-dimensional diagram here. This is board is two-dimensional now, so we can't visualize that clearly. So that second layer placed adjacent to the first layer, not above the first layer. You have to remember that thing. So now in square planar close packing, now each sphere is surrounded by four nearest neighbors. So let it be this sphere here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four spheres are very close to that sphere. So that sphere is surrounded by four nearest neighbors. So the coordination number in square close packing is 4. Okay, then if this square close packing is converted into three-dimensional close packing, that means here on the first layer of spheres, if you place the second layer spheres exactly, and also third layer, fourth layer, like that, if you repeat that same arrangement in multiple layers, that leads to the formation of three-dimensional arrangement. And in such arrangement, all atoms are aligned horizontally and vertically, and that leads to the formation of a simple cube. So if we convert that square planar close packing or square close packing two-dimensional structure into three-dimensional by placing the layers one above the other, now that lead to the formation of a simple cube. Okay, then after that, which one here? Hexagonal close packing in two-dimensional only. The second one is here hexagonal close packing. For example, if we consider here, this is the first row of spheres. Now if the second row spheres placed in the depressions of the first row spheres, now it will lead to the formation of hexagonal close packing. So here, don't think this is the bottom layer, this is the middle layer, this is the top layer. Don't think like that. These are just adjacent layers like this. This is first layer, this is second layer, this is third layer, like that, adjacent to one another. So now here, but the second layer spheres placed in the depressions of the first layer, third layer also placed in the depressions of second layer. So if the arrangement is done in this way, that leads to the formation of hexagonal close packing. Why we have to say like that? So if you join these centers, we get which one here? A hexagonal structure. So like that here, this arrangement is called hexagonal close packing in two dimensions, and each sphere is having 6 nearest neighbors. So the coordination number in two-dimensional, this is especially important, two-dimensional, not three-dimensional. Coordination number in two-dimensional hexagonal close packing is how much? 6. But in three-dimensional close packing, hexagonal close packing, three-dimensional given means coordination number varies from that, not 6, at that time 12. How we can see later, don't worry. So in two-dimensional hexagonal close packing, the coordination number is 6. Now let us go to the three-dimensional arrangement from this two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. So this is the first layer totally. If second layer, third layer, fourth layer, like that, different layers are formed, that will give which one? Three-dimensional close packing of that hexagonal close packing. Okay, now while placing the second layer, what happened? See here, for example, let it be the first row and let it be the second row spheres. These are third row spheres, like that we are considering, or first row, second row, third row. This is totally a one layer, a single layer only, not that three layers there, only one layer, but three rows are there adjacent to one another. Now I am placing which one here? Second layer on the first layer. So now let us place the second layer on the first layer. So this is one atom, this is second atom, like that. Let it be the one sphere, let it be the second sphere, let it be the third sphere, like that. Here also I am placing one sphere. Now if we place second layer on the first layer, we may get two different voids. Voids means what? Vacant spaces among the spheres, known as voids. For example, if we consider this void is present among which one? Four atoms. So three atoms are arranged like this, and fourth sphere I am placing somewhat at upside here. Now these three will make a trigonal, and whenever it is connected with this, we can get which one? This is tetrahedral geometry. So the void present among them is called tetrahedral void. So the void space present among four spheres is known as tetrahedral void. And if we come to this void that is present like this here, these three spheres formed, okay, a trigonal planar, and above plane also having one such type of arrangement. This is one trigonal arrangement. If you connect these, now what we can get? Of course here that arrangement is somewhat differently, we can get like this. If we connect these, among them one void is there. The void present among six spheres is known as which one? Octahedral void. So like that, when second layer like the third layers are placed on the hexagonal close packing two-dimensional structure, two voids are developed. One void is known as tetrahedral void, another void is octahedral void. Okay, now in this one important thing we have to remember, if n is the number of atoms present in any one crystal lattice, n is the number of atoms, therefore number of tetrahedral voids equals to 2n, number of octahedral voids equals to n. Number of tetrahedral voids double to the number of atoms, but number of octahedral voids equal to the number of atoms present in that crystal lattice. Okay, then after this we have to generate three-dimensional arrangement from this hexagonal close packing by placing third layer. Now here one important thing we have to learn here. What is that? When we placed the second layer on first layer, we have observed that two voids are formed. One is tetrahedral void, another one octahedral void. If the third layer is placed by covering the tetrahedral void, it exactly resembles the first layer. So that type of arrangement is known as ABAB type of arrangement. So remember this point here. If third layer is placed by covering tetrahedral voids, that leads to the ABAB type of arrangement, and that give hexagonal close packing in 3-dimensional, and coordination number is 12 for 3-dimensional hexagonal close packing. Okay, then if third layer is placed by covering octahedral voids, that third layer may not resemble either first layer or second layer, so it should be named as C. Therefore that pattern formed is ABC 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 type of pattern. This leads to the formation of face centered cubic, that is CCP, cubic close packing. So like that AB type of pattern will give hexagonal close packing in 3-dimensional. ABC type of packing will give, which one means here, that face centered cubic arrangement. Okay, then what are the questions related to this tetrahedral and octahedral voids? Let us see. So what are the questions here? For example, A atom has which one? FCC arrangement. B atoms occupied all tetrahedral voids. What is the formula of the crystal formed from A and B? They give the question like that. So generally FCC arrangement means what here? The total number of atoms in FCC, the rank of FCC is 4. If number of atoms are 4, therefore the tetrahedral voids will be 2n, means 2 into 4 means 8. Therefore the formula what we can get here, A4B8. Upon simplification you get AB2. But here one thing we have to remember, what is that? No need to consider, don't consider always FCC means 4, BCC means 2, like that. Of course some of the students may not know that rank of FCC, BCC or HCP, whatever it may be. So in this case no need to worry about that. Whatever the structure they have given for that A, that means FCC or BCC or HCP or anything else they have given, just consider A atom is 1, and tetrahedral voids, now how many they will become? 2. Octahedral voids how many means 1. You have to remember this point. What is that? Irrespective of the structure, consider the given A atom is FCC structure, means A is having FCC structure, means A is 1, and B occupied tetrahedral voids given means B is 2. If C occupied all octahedral voids they have given means C is 1. So consider like that. Now let us see some more examples related to that. See here, what is that? Now A is having CCP arrangement. B atoms occupied half of octahedral voids. C atoms presented tetrahedral voids. What is the formula of the compound? So see here, consider A is 1. A is 1 irrespective of the structure, and B atoms half of the octahedral voids. So if one atom is there, octahedral voids are how many? 1. but B atoms occupied half of the octahedral voids they have given. So now number of B atoms 1 by 2 into 1 means octahedral voids 1 occupied half. So number of B atoms 1 by 2. C atoms at tetrahedral voids. So tetrahedral voids means here how many? 2, because 2 into number of atoms. Now what is the formula here? A1 B1 by 2 C2. So to convert this into whole number ratio, multiply with 2. So we get A2 B1 C4. So this is the formula of that compound. So now here another thing, location of tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. Okay, that we will discuss in our next video. Location of tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. Okay.